welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be making steak and lobster. So here I have a mix of lobster tails. So I have two main lobster tails here, and I like to go half and half. With that, some massive king prawns. You can use regular king prawns if you can't find these big ones, but these big ones are really sweet and I really like that. So I like to go half and half because it sort of balances out the seafood taste with the sweetness. So first step is to steam these for about 5 minutes until they become really opaque and orange. That's how you know they are done. So I'll quickly do that. So now that this is really orange and opaque, we can put it in ice water to essentially stop the cooking. I don't have ice here, but I have really cold water, which should do the same thing. Cool. Then we'll put this to the side to cool down, and then we can make the sort of mayonnaise mix. So the first ingredient in the mix is actually mayonnaise. You can use store-bought one like I am here, or you can make your own. But I'm trying to keep it simple and quick. So we're going to need about 2 to 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. I'm going to use 3 here. To that, you're going to add some chopped celeries. I'm going for 2 sticks of celeries here. They don't really provide much flavour. They're more so for the crunch and texture. So I've put the celery in the mayonnaise, and all you need to do next is essentially season it with some salt to your liking. You can stop there, but there are other ways to basically buff this sauce up. So one of the ways is to add citrus. This is optional, but I really like citrus with my seafood. And you can squeeze essentially however much you want. I'm just going to go for maybe about a tablespoon of lemon juice, and then I've got to add ground black pepper. So we're just going to add the finely chopped chives to this mix, and then just mix it together. So now that the sauce is done, I've tasted it, and it's sort of slightly salty enough to essentially cover all of the meat later on. So these should be cooled down enough for you to handle and deshell. So with the lobster tail, you can use scissors to essentially cut down the belly like that, and you can just crack it open. So that exposes the flesh like that. With these, you probably want to cut it down the spine just a little bit to expose the guts. So you want to wash these, otherwise it will be sort of gritty and not very pleasant. So next, we're going to deal with the king prawns. So I don't really have a method for this, so just get rid of the head. Again, you can use scissors to cut down the belly of the prawns, and then you can just crack it open. So it looks like this one has still has the vein running down the spine. Just remove it and give it a quick rinse with cold water, and then it should be good to go. So now that these are done, we can just chop them quite sort of coarsely. I do like my lobster rolls to be quite chunky. Bear in mind that these will probably break down a little bit smaller when you mix it in together. So you can transfer all of the lobster and prawns into a big mixing bowl, and you can put in all of the sauce that you made earlier and just give it a mix. It should result in a really creamy and rich sort of lobster mix. So we're going to cover this in cling film and put it in the fridge for at least 30 minutes so it can essentially congeal and season all of the meat. Right, so next we're going to make a garlic butter, which is really simple, just 3 ingredients. So here I have some softened unsalted butter. Before we add that to the butter, we want to add some sea salt to that to help sort of grind the garlic down a bit further, and just mix that nicely together. So now that this is all mixed together, I'm just going to leave it to the side until we need it. So next up, we're going to deal with the steak. So here I have a piece of sirloin steak, which is probably good enough for 2 people. We're just going to add some olive oil to that. So rub it in nicely. Now you want to generously season both sides with sea salt and black pepper. So here I have sort of like a steak seasoning mix, which is homemade. I will leave all of the recipes and ingredients in the description for this, but I'm just gonna generously rub the steak with the seasoning. So here I have a pan which is now piping hot. I'm just gonna add some olive oil to that. It can be quite generous, and I'm just gonna add the steak to that. Because this is quite thick, I'm gonna go around 2 to 3 minutes per side. That will give me a medium rare. So now that we've cooked the first side for about 2 minutes, we're gonna flip it around, and at this point we can add some of our garlic butter. So there should be enough oil and butter for you to baste your steak. So now that the steak is done to how I like it, I'm just gonna let that rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. So now I'm gonna start plating everything up. We're going to go with the base of the brioche bun. So we're gonna put a nice generous amount of the lobster and prawn mix. And I wanna tower it up a bit. The garlic and butter mix which we made earlier, melted, you can pour some of that on top. So now I'm gonna cut the steak. So I like mine quite thick. So you can see that it's medium rare here, slightly pink, which I like. So this is the final product. Here we have a seafood mix with some prawns and lobster, and I've placed it in a burger. Here we have some seasoned steak, French fries, and a salad mix. So I'm just gonna taste test. Finally, it's done. I'm go in with the steak piece first. So I like my steak quite juicy, so this is very nice and tender. So that seasoning mix is so nice. It's slightly burnt on the outside, so it forms like a crust. I rate that really nice. That's not a rating, but I like that. So now to the burger. This looks really nice and juicy. Oh my god. So what I'm gonna do now is just put a piece of steak in the burger, and that's the big boy bite. Do you want to try some?
You didn't try the salad?
Oh yeah. Salad is fine. Leave it aside. What do you think?
It's really nice. This is a really nice meal. One of my favourites actually. You've done a really good job. I actually prefer it to the ones that we have in the restaurant. I'm not even being biased.
What do you think of the steak seasoning?
So good. Well, that's my best steak you've made.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the first time I've made steak, guys.
What?
Nice and juicy. So that is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys go away and actually make this. It's actually really, really nice. Seasoned perfectly. I will leave everything in the description down below, all of the ingredients. Let me know if you guys do try out this recipe, and let me know what you think about it. I absolutely love it. This was my first video, so I hope I didn't do too badly. Please do subscribe, like the video, and comment down below what other recipes you would like to see. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!